Hey guys, my name's Alicia. I teach online, I homeschool my boys, and I do this on a low income, and this is how I can and you can too. Okay, so what I did is I broke this video into 4 separate parts. The first part, and by the way, I went to the dentist today, so half of my face is numb and I can't feel it. So if you notice, like, half of my face is drooping, and this is why. Just a disclaimer. I broke this video into 4 parts, and the first part is why. Like, why am I doing this? Why am I homeschooling my boys? Why do I decide to do this? The second part is my expenses. So just a breakdown of the expenses that I have monthly, and just so you guys can know. The third part is kind of like a story time, the breakdown of the companies that I teach for, and kind of just a story time of how long I've been teaching and how much that I make, and how you can also make money online if you decide to, teaching, so you can homeschool your kids. And then the fourth part is just kind of like a little like hoorah, like a little motivational part that I just thought that would be a good thing just to add in there. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so the first part is why. Like, number 1 is, why do I homeschool my boys? Like, I homeschool my boys because I want them to start their educational journey just like all parents, feeling empowered, feeling motivated. Like, I don't want them to go into a classroom, into a traditional classroom, and have somebody tell them, okay, you're not enough, or you're not doing enough, or because you don't know this, you are this, and then for labels to start coming on them. I was a teacher in the brick and mortar classroom. I taught 3rd and 4th grade for 4 years before I had the boys, and I just saw like the impact of other kids' perceptions of each other. So I would just have kids that were just so negative to each other, and I'm like, no guys, like, I would try to show them, like, let's look at the positive. You guys are, I know you're amazing, and this is why, and we have to look at each other's like positive things and not the negative. And it was just a constant battle for that positivity and for those labels not to be placed on the kids in my classroom, and they were still placed on them. And I could see, like, I could literally watch them like crush, like their little spirits crush inside, and it hurt so bad to see that. And I would think, like, man, when I have kids, I do not want that to happen. Like, I can't imagine. And then when I had my kids, like, looking at them and just thinking, like, them experiencing that was just like, it was horrible to me. So I told myself, like, you know, if later on, maybe they're in middle school, maybe they're in high school, and then I have more money for a co-op, or for them to go somewhere where it's more of a traditional setting, and after their foundation is set and they're like secure in who they are, like, maybe. But just for right now, and especially with what's going on in this world, and we all know what's going on in this world, there's just so much coming at our kids. And I told myself, like, I want to sacrifice, and I want to, and it is a sacrifice. Like, it is definitely a sacrifice for me. And yeah, I mean, it just is. It's a financial sacrifice, it's an emotional sacrifice, but at the same time, it's so rewarding, and it's an investment too. So yeah, maybe I'm not like, you know, becoming more successful because I'm not having all this extra time to like pour into my classes, or I can't take, you know, 10 extra classes a week, which is, you know, equates to so and so much money because I am staying home with my kids. But what I can do is I can be at home with them, and I can inspire them, and I can motivate them, and I can show them, like, you're amazing and you can do amazing things, and that they can grow into their individual selves without somebody else putting a label on them. And for me, like, that's just so important, especially, like I said, nowadays with all the stuff that's going on, where they're just like, the truth is being so twisted, and I want them to have a solid foundation. And if I have to sacrifice and do that investment, then okay, it's worth it. Because when I look back, it's gonna be like, you know, maybe professionally, I'm getting places a lot slower, but that just means I need to work harder, and that just means, like, to me, it's worth it because of the investment that I'm putting into them. So yeah, that's my why. So the second part is my expenses. So let's break this down. So my expenses that I have each month are, and I'm gonna put them to the side, are my rent. So my rent is $1,375. Then I have my insurance, which is $300. Then I have storage, which I share with my mom. So my mom pays me about $70 a month for storage, and the storage is $170 total. So I'm paying about $100 for storage. Reoccurring bills and expenses, I have about $200 reoccurring, just like little things coming out, or donating to ministries or like, you know, like Prime, like Amazon, and just little things coming out. So that's under reoccurring. My utilities is about $50 a month. Internet is $65. Then I have my gas, so the gas for my car. Now, I try to not go a lot of places. Well, I mean, I try to get out, but I try to be very intentional with like how I get out. So for instance, if we go somewhere on Wednesdays, so whenever we go out on Wednesdays, for instance, we have occupational therapy. So when we go to therapy, we leave at 1, we go to therapy. Well, I'm packed for the day. Like I have their lunch packed in their lunch boxes. Hey babe, I have their lunch packed in their lunch boxes. I have their jujitsu outfits packed. I have snacks packed. I have everything packed, so that when we're on that north side of town for occupational therapy, and then we finish at 3, so from 1:30 to 3 we're at occupational therapy, then we have about an hour that we are hour and like 20 minutes that we go to the library, we eat lunch. Then at the library, they get dressed in their jujitsu uniforms. Then we go to jujitsu, which is on the same side of town. And then after jujitsu, we might take another snack that I've packed, and then we go to church. And then we head after church. Church is at 7, and then it ends at about like 8:30. After church, we're heading back to our side of town. So if you see what I'm saying, like I try to make it so our gas is not that expensive. So when we're out, and then we're on one side, we're not coming back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So that really helps with the expenses for gas. So that's why gas is $65 a month. Jiu-jitsu is $250, and that's something that I split with my ex. Now, not every month does he give me half, but most months he does. So I'd say like 3/4 of the time he does. And then so jujitsu is $250. So when he does give me that half, it's $125. Or if he doesn't, it's that $250. Then I have the boys in other classes. They have a social studies class that they do on Outschool, which is an awesome platform. If you haven't heard of it, maybe you should try it out for your kiddos. It's just a great platform for them to take classes online. So they have a social studies class that's $50 a month. And then we have like a gymnastics class thing that we do about twice a month on Fridays, and then that runs about $35. So all together, total expenses, that is $2,365. So that is my total expenses. And then I add food to that, so that's $300. And the reason I didn't put food on at first is because I am just finishing with getting food stamps. So I was on food stamps for 2 years. I got those after I got separated, and at first I didn't get them, but then God really had to humble me, and I realized it's okay to get support, and yeah, so I got them. And but that's slowly, like that's ending. So I budget $300. Like we spend about $75 a week on food. And then I just started paying for a mentorship. Now this is probably not the wisest thing, but for me, I don't know, it made sense because I'm really trying to like grow and prosper myself. So that's $300 a month for me to like be in a group of women that are like trying to do great things. They're launching things and they're starting things. And so yeah, that's a mentorship that I've recently joined. That's $300 a month. So if we add all those expenses up, that's $2,965. So then my ex, the boy's father, he is a very supportive, involved dad. He's a great father, and though other things didn't work out, he is a great father. And so he pays $1,050 a month for child support. So, and that's also including some maintenance, which is like what you give to the spouse. So anyways, that's $1,050. So if I take that $2,965, I subtract that $1,050, we're at $1,915 for expenses. So yes, those are my expenses. So here's part 3. Let's go. How I make money. So this is how I make money. When I first had my boys, I had them in my 4th year of teaching. They came 3 months early. So when they were in the NICU for 3 months, I decided to apply to this company called Vipkid because I was like, how can I make money online? Like, I have twins. It just makes more sense for me to stay at home with them and do something online versus me still trying to teach and basically paying. I think my salary was about roughly around $1,700 bi-weekly, and my salary for the year was $54,000 as a teacher, and I taught in Texas. So it's a little higher than most states, and at the time it's probably like 60 now, I don't know. But anyways, so that was my salary. So then when I looked at like daycares and expenses, it was gonna be like $1,400 for me to put them in like an adequate daycare preschool program. And I decided, like, does it make sense for like me to teach which teaching is such a hard profession. It's so rewarding, but it's so hard and so involved, and I was there like 12-hour days. I was very involved when I taught. And so I was like, how am I gonna be able to do this? Like, it doesn't make sense, first of all, for me to go and work so hard, and I don't even know how I would have done it. And then to only get part of one of these bi-weekly checks to actually like come into our home. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to find a way to work online and make the same kind of close to income. So what I found was Vipkid. So I found Vipkid in 2016, and I ended up applying for it in 2017, a little bit after the boys came, and then I started teaching for Vipkid. So I love Vipkid. What it is, it's an online teaching platform where people were teachers, and you had to have a degree. So teachers are degreed people in America and other countries. They would teach kids in China English, and these are like preset lessons. These are lessons that the company makes for you, and you are just opening them up and teaching them to the students. Well, then I was teaching online for Vipkid, and I was trying to learn everything I could. I was just absorbing it in, taking it in. I was slightly terrified at first, but you know, I did it. And so I did that for about 2 years. Whoa, ball coming in. And then I did that for about 2 years, and then I decided to add Gogokid to that. A company came out called Gogokid. They were doing the same thing. You were teaching English to students in China, but they offered a slightly higher salary. Where Vipkid, I think it was $9.25 per class, which equates to like $18.50 an hour. Gogokid, I think, offered $11.25 a class, if I recall, and then so that's like $22.50 an hour. So what I would do is I would wake up early, like 2:30, 3 in the morning. I would teach till 7 when my ex-husband would wake up, and then I would like you know, just be done for the day so I could stay at home with the boys. So then I shifted to Gogokid. I started doing a little bit more classes on Gogokid because of the higher income, and yeah, so I continued to do that all the way up until 2020. Then in 2020, COVID happened, something happened. I ended up getting, anyways, a lot happened. So I took a break until what, it's kind of like I was more so fired. Anyways, that's a long story I'll get into in another video. And then in 2020, so I was like basically, so from March, a little bit before COVID, like the shutdown, for March until July, actually, yeah, July, I was not teaching anything online. And then I decided, you know what, I saw this company called Outschool. I was like, I'm gonna apply to it. So I applied to this company called Outschool, where you create your own classes. So if you get hired, you don't need a degree for this, guys. But if you get hired, there's just like a video that you have to send out to kind of talk about what kind of classes you'd like to do, show them your teaching style, and then you get to, if you're successful and if you get hired, you get to teach online for Outschool, and you get to create your own classes. So what I did is I applied, and if you want to, I actually started a whole YouTube channel that has literally one video that just shows my application video. Just get your shoe, baby. That just shows my application video, but actually it was a really good application video, and I got hired immediately. And I have like actually a significant amount of views on that video. So if you're interested, you can definitely check it out. I can list it in the description below. Yeah, there's the only video on that channel is my Outschool application video, but it's a good one if you need you know, some examples. But then, so anyway, so I got hired for Outschool in July of 2020. I did nothing with it. I did nothing with it because I was scared and I was just, I don't know. Then come October 2020, I ended up getting separated. I find out some things. I asked my husband at the time if he could move out. He moves out and I'm like, what am I gonna do? I am now a single mom. Like, I have no income, I haven't been teaching, like, what do I do? And so my grandpa, being the angel that he is, he like hears of this news, he comes down and he's like there to help me and support me. And I tell him, like, I felt like because I felt like God told me, okay, I want you to start on Outschool, like you can create some classes on Outschool. And so I was like, okay, that's what I'm gonna do. So my grandpa's like, you know, what's your plan? And so I'm like, I'm gonna teach on Outschool. And so he is there for me. He's like, you know, okay, I'm like, what do you need from me? And so like I plan out this course while he's here. He's helping me kind of take care of the boys, helping me emotionally, because I'm like kind of a mess. And he's just being an ear to talk to me and just being someone there, so I'm not just like handling all this on my own. And yeah, so I decide to now launch classes on Outschool. So I started with some one-on-one classes. So I mean, some one-time classes is what they're called, where you just offer the class one time. And I think I did like some truck math, or like just some fun classes that were like math but like with trucks, or like, I don't know, things that my boys would also be interested in. And then I was like, you know what, I feel like I need to do like something that's ongoing so I can create more of a repetitive income, like more of something that I know that's gonna keep coming in. Like, of course kids can leave and come in, but it's more of like a reoccurring thing that has more of a little bit of stability for me, and more reliable. Because I heard somebody, they asked me in my comments, like, what is a reliable source of income that you would suggest online? And Outschool is just a great get your shoe! Outschool is just a great reliable income that you can like really count on. Once you get like your followers up, and once you create these classes and get your name out there, like, it has been such a blessing for me. And yeah, I really suggest Outschool. So, and I just want to kind of give you guys the breakdown of what I've made. So in 2020, I only taught November and December, and I was very new. So like no one knew of me. My classes were new. I made $201. Yeah, not a lot, but that's okay. Then in 2021, I made $6,326. 2022, I made $16,457.70. And so far in 2023, we have 2 months left. We're at November 6th right now, so literally like 2 months left, and I'm at $16,759.40. So I still have 2 months left. I figure I'll end up around like right at 20,000. But yeah, it's been such a blessing. So like, if you're looking for a reliable source of income, if you're looking for some way to like stay at home with your kids, to create, just create and give back. Like, it is so fun teaching online. Like, I love it. And like creating your own classes and like seeing kids engage with curriculum that you've created, I would highly suggest teaching online for Outschool. And if you're interested, like, I can help you. Reach out to me. Yeah, like, put it in the messages. I can definitely help you. And if you're interested in like signing your kids up for Outschool classes, or your grandkids, what I'll do is, there is actually this code that they give us where you can give $20 off somebody's first classes. You could actually get 2 classes with that. So it's like I'm giving you 20 by you signing up, and then I actually get 20 back, which would help me and help the boys take more classes. So it's a win-win. So yeah, it's a great platform if you're interested. So that, my friends, is how I'm able to stay at home with my boys, teach online, and do this all on a low income while growing and becoming a better me. Yeah, and then the fourth thing, my fingers are getting really cold. The fourth thing, I just wanted to say, like, it is possible to stay at home with your kids. It is possible to do this like on a low budget. It's possible to homeschool your kids. Like, I hear so many people like, yeah, if homeschooling is a possibility. Like, it's possible. You can do it on a low budget. You just don't get nice things. You just have to sacrifice. You just have to drive old cars and not get new clothes and be excited when you find like an old gift card so you can finally buy something trendy. Like, that's just what it is, and it's okay. And you grow so much and you're able to invest in your kids, and like, it's going to be so worth it. So I just want to say, like, regardless of who you are, it is possible and you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. We can all do it. And like, our kids are so worth it, guys. They're so worth it, and you guys know it. We all know it. But anyways, I hope this helped, and yeah, if you have any questions or anything, if you want that $20 free Outschool classes and you want to bless us with 20 when you get your 20, the link is below. And yeah, bye. Do you guys want to say bye?
Bye.
Come here. Bye.
Bye.
Come here, Lisa. Fast.
Bye.